Good morning and welcome to Heel and Toe. Exciting day today. We're getting an exhaust fitted onto the Python. Really looking forward to this. It's been a while. We've waited a while for it to come and we hope it produces some good sounds and a little bit more power. Alright guys, so let's take a look at this. It's the BC Fabrics rear box, silenced, valved. I've decided to go for using the standard tips. But let's take a look around it, see what we think. Let's take a look from the other side. Does look really good. There you go. It's claimed it will give about 15 brake with this piece. So along with the headers, hopefully I'll see a fair good some good gains from it. But that does look, should I say sexy? Yeah, it looks sexy. It looks really nice. Once it's fitted, I'll do the sound check as well on it. Nicely crafted. Thank you. Thanks. Cheers. Okay guys, so we've got the standard exhaust on at the moment, which is, I think, is about to come off. You can see it's big and heavy, and just below we have sitting the new BCF exhaust. So looking forward to this one coming off and the new one coming on. Okay, so I've managed to drive the car for about 30 or 40 miles now, and I'll give you my impressions of how I feel the exhaust is. So my current setup on the GT4 is valve controller, headers, 200 cell Klein headers, and today we added the BC Fabrications exhaust. And I'll give you a summary of how I feel those components fit together. Because there's three variables, I can switch between using the valve controller on and off, which affects how the exhaust system sounds as a whole. So what I've found is when the valve controller is turned on, so the valves are fully open, there is some drone at about 2000 RPM since I've added the BCF exhaust. It occurs when you're kind of cruising. It is quite a voluminous drone, but that's quite easy to get around because you can just turn off the valve controller, and the exhaust itself is fine. You know, the quality is very good. The sound is very good. It's got at low RPM, it's got a nice bassy sound to it, and then as you go through the rev range, it starts to scream. So from about 3,500 RPM, you get this kind of scream, you know, this flat six scream coming through, which is very Porsche-esque, and I really like it. So overall, I'm very impressed with the BCF back box. Let's talk about some of the benefits that I'm finding since I've added the BCF exhaust. Now, the first thing that comes to mind is how you can actually feel it's less restrictive as you're accelerating through the rev range. You really do feel that you're driving a new car, and it's really strange for me to say that because in my experience, I've never felt that way just by changing the back, just by changing the back box. But on the GT4, on the 718 GT4, I think Porsche somehow had made it very restrictive, because changing it to this more free-flowing BCF configuration, it's, when you're driving it, you can just feel the torque, and you can feel the power and the torque as you're accelerating, and it's like someone just taken and has been strangling you and then taken their hands off, and you can start breathing again. So it's a lot of fun. Just by adding that back box, I just feel that the performance has improved dramatically. I don't think it's a placebo effect, because it actually does feel much more torquey. But then what's probably happening is, because it's more free flowing at the back on the back box, those headers are now able to perform better. Okay, one of our viewers called Graham sent through some questions, so I thought I'd go through his questions and answer them for him. Well, the first one was why. Okay, I think Graham asked me why I was looking to change the exhaust system, and predominantly, I've got to be honest, it's all about the sound. One of the main weaknesses on the 718 GT4 is to me the sound. It's basically it sounds like a hairdryer from the back, especially lower down the RPM. It's lower down the rev range. It just doesn't sound good at all. So my quest to change the exhaust system was primarily pushed by improving the sound. That's first and foremost. Secondly, of course, performance, try and improve the brake horsepower and the torque if possible. So those were the two main factors behind why I was looking to change the exhaust system. Okay, I suppose the next question was why I chose Klein and now today BCF. I chose Klein because, okay, I'm from the UK, and we have MOT system where we get our cars tested, and we have to adhere to certain catalytic converters. We have to use catalytic converters to pass the emissions test. And now in Europe, I think they're bringing in these OPF filters, oxygen particulate filters, which are also part of the emissions test. So I went for Klein because it's a 200 cell cat, which improves the performance but still allows you to pass the emissions test. That's predominantly the reason I went for Klein. The other reason is they are known for their quality, and at the price point, I think, compared to other manufacturers, I won't name who the other guys are, but you can quite easily find out who the competitors are. I found Klein to be quite well priced, so I went with Klein basically for the headers. BC Fabrications, I found, again, their quality is good, and I think at the price point for stainless steel, I mean, although they're pricey, let's be honest, most of the back boxes for the GT4 are very expensive in my opinion. I think BCF still came out as quality at a comparatively well priced. I mean, I really would like to see, the rear sections to be much cheaper actually when you compare them to other cars. I've been modding other cars myself in the past, and the price when you come to modify a Porsche, it's very expensive comparatively. And okay, I think Graham asked also a question about what the power increase is. At the moment, it's kind of like a rule of thumb. I'm going by what the manufacturer are telling me. So BCF, I think, are claiming about 15 brake from their back box, and Klein, I think Klein told me it's around 10 and 15 brake. I think the only real way to honestly check that would be to go to a rolling road and have other similar cars, i.e. other 718 GT4s or Spiders at the same day with their different configurations. So we're testing them at the same day on the same rolling road. Then we should get a rough figure of how much performance gain there is.